Hi guys, you've got the Oracle there for a new Legacy Cube Draft event. And we have a show and tell in this pack as well as a through the breach. So I could pick this show and tell and hope to wheel through the breach. That's the best case scenario. And I guess if it doesn't wheel, well, that's more annoying. But Makeshift Mannequin could also be an option to play a blue-black show and tell reanimator deck. Anyway, out of this pack, the card I like the most and that is the more powerful, in my opinion, is show and tell. Solemn is nice. Huntmaster, Pia and Kiran Nalaar, also decent. Noble Hierarch, very good piece of acceleration. And there is two good fetches. I mean, the blue one is probably better. But overall, this is a fairly strong pack. And I'm fairly happy to take show and tell out of it. And if through the breach wheel, that'd be amazing. Alright. So, Inferno Titan is fairly big, but it's not the best thing to show and tell into the battlefield, because they could also have big creature and you just rather put something like Emrakul if you can. As for blue cards, Force Pack is nice, but you know, not the most appealing pick there. I like Seagate Oracle a decent amount. It also lets me search for my combos if I'm playing like a synergic deck. Temple of Epiphany could be good if I'm blue-red with show and tell and sneak attack, but I'm not sure that I'm willing through the breach and that I will get a sneak attack at some point. So I think right now my pick is just gonna be Seagate Oracle. It's not the most amazing, but this pack is fairly weak overall, so I do not lose match. And that card is very nice. I mean, just a cheap way to get a bit of card advantage and protection. I guess it's not really card advantage unless it trades for something, but you know, selecting between two cards is a bit of card quality at least. Mirror Battlesphere is a card that I do like, but again, I think it's not enough power to you know, to make show and tell amazing. Brainstorm is decent. I guess you need shuffle effect to make it good. It is fairly decent with Oracle, I guess, since you can put a card back that you don't want in your hand. Another option could be Looter, which if I'm playing a show and tell reanimator deck is gonna be good. But since I'm not sure what I'm gonna end up doing right now, I think I'm just gonna take Brainstorm. Exclude is a decent counterspell. Looter is also good for the reanimation deck. X-Mage is nice for the combo. But honestly, here my pick is just gonna be Ulamog. That's the kind of thing you wanna show and tell into the battlefield. Sundering would be nice too. Woodfall, I guess, but this is more a card for natural order. So yep, I guess it's gonna be Ulamog. And hopefully we'll be able to put that on the battlefield. Here my pick is gonna be Preordain. It's one of my favorite cantrip. Unless I have like 3 or 4 fetches, I like that more than Brainstorm. And this pack, I mean, Damnation is a decent card. I mean, Wrath Effect are not that common in black. You have 3 or 4 of them, which make them appealing if you are black, I guess. Meloku is nice, but you know, this is not really what I'm looking for. I'm putting power on the battlefield, not some 2/4 flyers. So there is that. Here we have Forbidden Alchemy, which is very good at assembling piece of combo, and it is also good if I'm playing reanimation. I'm glad they added this card to the Legacy Cube Draft. It's a card I love to play in Innistrad, though it was not extremely powerful. And uh, there are some really good synergies with it, so I do like it. I guess another option could be to take Dragon Lord, but I'm not sure. I mean, Forbidden Alchemy could wheel, but I'm wheeling only one card, which makes it not extremely likely. I think the Goblin is wheeling most likely. Guess I'm still gonna take the Dragon, as it is also a decent target for Schwentel, because unless they have a removal, you can, you Schwentel this and steal the big thing that they put on their side. Um, Here I think my pick is gonna be Chase. I like card draw. Crux of Fate could be decent, but I'm not even sure that I'll end up black now, so I guess it's gonna be a Chase, Valoran. And okay, Old Man of the Sea, not the best, not the best. It's a decent sideboard option against some deck, but otherwise I'm not too happy to main deck that. Scroll Rack is a bit like Brainstorm and Divining Top. You need Shuffle Effect to make it good, but I think I will still take that, as it is a decent way to assemble piece of combo. And Through the Breach Wield, which is really nice. Not because the card is incredibly strong, but mostly because it means that no one else is trying to do that. So that's a really good news. Also, Yulamog is the perfect card to use with Through the Breach. Any Eldrazi with Annihilator is just great. I guess the new Yulamog is also decent since you will mill them for 20, but that might not be enough to kill. And here we have a fairly sweet pick in Temple of Epiphany. I like Scrylands. And I'm certainly gonna play red for Through the Breach, so it's perfect. Misium Mortar's Wield, which I appreciate. One of my favorite cheap removal spells, since, the casting it for Overload is not that difficult if you have the right mana base. And the fact, I mean, it's just a very solid card overall. There's not much here for me. Guess I'm gonna take Woodfall. I don't think this is gonna make the main deck. Flame Speaker, same thing. I'm gonna pick it, but I doubt it's gonna make the main deck. Avalanche Rider might actually be a decent sideboard option against some decks. And this is a start for a good show and tell Through the Breach deck. I mean, we have Bow Spell, we are just missing Sneak Attack, we have Yulamog as a good Eldrazi, then some card draw spell, and two really good cantrip, as well as a Scroll Rack to dig through our library. So I do like our position. And as a side note, Scroll Rack is also very sweet with Cry Effect, because you can just put back cards that you don't really want and scry them away. My pick from this pack, I think, is gonna be Phyrexian Metamorph. This card is very powerful, it does a lot of things. Even if you have no board present, you can still use it and copy their best thing. It is also decent with Through the Breach and Show and Tell effect and Sneak Attack, as you can just, Through the Breach a big thing, and if you have enough mana, copy it, and then you attack with haste and you still have a copy. I guess with Through the Breach it requires 8 mana, which is a lot, but with Sneak Attack I think it's fairly easy to do and good. And this card is never gonna be dead in your hand. It's 3 colorless mana, and it is always gonna be one of the best permanent on the battlefield, except for Planeswalker, I guess. Wormcoil Engine would be decent, as it is castable and could also be show and telled onto the battlefield against very aggressive deck, but I still think I like Metamorph more. Slagstorm with Bird of Paradise, interesting. I guess Griselbrand is a good card to show and tell into the battlefield. It is also fairly decent with Sneak Attack, maybe less good with Through the Breach. Zealous Conscript is nice, but I don't think I really want that. I do like Miscalculation a lot, but I think I actually like Griselbrand. Yeah, the card is really nice with Sneak Attack, decent with Through the Breach, good with Show and Tell. That seems like a good pickup. I do not really like to pick cards that I cannot cast, but you know, Yulamog is colorless, but I cannot really cast him either. And the same thing would go with Emrakul. So no real reason to pass on Griselbrand. And if I can wield the Miscalc, that'd be great, but I don't think it is very likely, unfortunately. Okay, Stoke of the Flames is not the kind of card I want. Stroke of Genius is fine, but I don't think that my deck is gonna produce a lot of mana. I mean, it's not the goal of my deck. So I think my pick is between Jace, a second Jace, and a Divining Top, which, you know, is a bit... Um, I'm not sure that what is the name for that in English? I don't know. But what I meant is that Top and Scroll Rack are a little bit the same, and you certainly don't want both on the battlefield. And I think Chase is just a good way to draw cards. I'm just gonna take that, honestly. Especially since right now I don't have many shuffle effects, which makes the top not very appealing. Dismiss is a card that I do like. It is also a way to slow down your opponent a little bit while assembling your piece of combo. Frost Titan is nice, as it is a decent card target for Show and Tell, as well as a castable card, which I appreciate. Now the question is, do I want Titan or Dismiss? I think both are really appealing. I guess Titan is more in the theme of the deck, so I might actually take that. I mean, funny start you can make is playing turn 3 Titan of Show and Tell, and then turn 4 you copy it with Metamorph, and you lock two things. Your cards are nearly untargetable. That's fairly strong. Anyway, do I like this more than Dismiss? Yeah, I kind of like Titan. Really appreciate the fact that you can that you can easily cast it. Here I think my pick is between Spellskite and Stormtide. Stormtide is not great with Through the Breach and Sneak Attack. I mean, it's just you just burn them for 8, which is fine, but not the greatest. I guess it's good with Show and Tell, but you know, if you just Show and Tell the Leviathan and they just have a Doomblade, you look like a fool. So probably not the best target. And Spellskite is a very good defensive card that can buy me time, as well as providing defenses against different things like Splinter Twin, but it can also protect a Griselbrand that I would have put on the battlefield with Show and Tell. So I think that's good enough reason to want this card in my deck. And Recruiter is a very strong card, but this is not really a Recruiter deck. Even though I guess I have Metamorph and Spellskite, which are both decent targets. But I think I'm just gonna take Forbid, as it is one of the best 3 mana counter spell. If not, it's probably just the best actually. I guess Dragon Lord could be a Show and Tell option if I cannot find creature with life gain, but actually I'm saying that, but I already have a Griselbrand, so I don't think this that I do need that. I'm just gonna take Siege Gang, as it is a pretty underrated card overall. I mean, it gives a lot of power. It can kill through a lot of things. It's just efficient. I mean, if I can afford to let this in my sideboard, fine. But if I'm missing cards, I'd be happy to main deck that. I think my pick here is gonna be Flame Slash, as it is one of my favorite cheap removal with Mizzium Mortars. I mean red removal. And Study is strong in the Reanimator deck. I don't think it is as good in a Sneak Attack Show and Tell deck. Ire Shaman is not great. I mean, this is an aggressive card. I'm not really playing an aggressive deck. I guess Mishra's Factory could be decent if my mana base is good enough, or I could also take the Temple just for the Scry effect, which in combo and synergic deck is appealing. What do I like the more? I guess it's gonna be the Factory. I'm not sure. I think that Tinker is in this cube. I'm not sure. If Tinker is in this cube, I'm definitely happy to take that on the off chance that I get a Tinker, because I already have 2 artifacts, 3 I guess, and I could pick up a big artifact that could go with both Tinker and Show and Tell. I'm not sure that Tinker is in this cube. And I have no idea what Natural Order is doing there, as it is one of the powerhouse of this Legacy cube. But anyway, I think my pick is just gonna be Slagstorm, because it's a decent mass sweeper and I might need that in some matchup. Here I'm fine with taking Stroke. As I said, I don't think that my deck will produce enough mana to make the Stroke great, but it is a decent pickup. And yeah, it's here, it's not in the 3-drop. Anyway, I guess Act of Aggression might be something that I can work with. Probably not. It's probably not gonna end up in the main deck. And here, I do not really care. I guess this could get out of hand if I don't have removals. But looking at those red cards going so late, I don't think there is a mono red player in the draft. First pack was really good for us, but this pack was, you know, less good. I mean, Flame Slash, Space Kite are both decent. Big Jace too, but overall there was not much. But here we have the missing piece of combo, which is Sneak Attack, and I'm definitely taking that. I mean, I'm not risking the wheel or anything. I guess Mimic Vat is actually interesting with Through the Breach and Sneak Attack, since you sacrifice the creature at the end step, so you can you can put it under Mimic Vat and then repeat the effect. If this wheels, I might try it. I'm not sure that it's the best way to use Sneak Attack and Through the Breach, but that could be something. So, well, I might try that. Anyway, I think I have the 3 main important cards. The thing I'm lacking now, I think, is mostly the big Eldrazi, because Griselbrand and Ulamog and Titan is it is almost good enough, but I would feel better if I have something else. Any Eldrazi, preferentially Emrakul, obviously. Here we have Fire and Ice, which is a card that I do like a lot. Muldrifter, same thing. Chain Lightning, same thing. I hope one of these 3 is willing, but I'm taking Ponder. Especially now that I have Sneak Attack, the ability to shuffle and try to assemble my effect is really nice. And Ponder is also a card that is very good with Scroll Rack. And here there is a card that I think is a little bit underrated, but that I found to be very, very strong. This is Keranos. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Control could be a bad matchup for my deck, but if you can resolve that against a control deck, it is so hard for them to deal with that. There are some effects like Oblivion Ring or the Judgment, or I mean, remove from the battlefield permanent effect basically that can deal with Keranos, but it is an indestructible enchantment and it provides a solid card advantage in damage. That card is just so underrated in my opinion. And Elkite would be decent, but it's not the best target for my Show and Tell Sneak Attack things. And Keranos is just amazing, and it also provides me with another way to win if the main plan of cheating big creature doesn't work. Here, I think Roast is nice, but I already have Flame Slash and Mortars, which is probably enough. Chandra would be decent. I'm just gonna take Steam Vent though. Having a solid mana base is important, and yup, the other red spell doesn't really compete with Steam Vent. We have a Daze here, which is a counter spell that I do like. I'm also lacking a few 2-drops, so it's definitely good. I don't really need Anger of the God as I have this Like Storm. I don't need Burst Lightning as I have those two burn spell. I mean destroy creature spell, I guess. Uh, burn removal, you could call them. So yeah, this is not the most exciting pick, but definitely decent. Here we do not have match. Lavamancer is a decent sideboard option. I guess Time Warp is fairly strong with Planeswalker and Keranos. Sarkhan could be another option to kill my opponent. Angerback Walker is strong but not really in my deck. I could also take Wooded Foothills as it will count as another Steam Vent, and that might be fairly good. If I don't... How many picks are left? 2. If I don't get another big Eldrazi, I'll be sad though. Anyway, my pick there, I'm not sure. I'm very unsure. I think it's gonna be Wooded Foothills for the mana base. The thing is, I'm at 22 spell here, so I think I'll end up with enough spell. I've been impressed with that card. I think it's the first time it is in this cube. I'm not sure from what it comes from. This is the first time I've seen this card. And anyway, it's very strong. It is very strong. Another option though could be to take Remove Soul as a 2-mana removal and a way to slow the opponent. And I think that's gonna be my choice, because Magma Jet is nice, but as I said thousands of times, I already have those things there. And Remove Soul is actually fairly good. I mean, you'd rather have Counterspell obviously, but you know, it's it is what it is. I mean, it's decent. Stagger Shock is probably the best option for me there as another removal if needed against aggressive deck. Metavolt is fine, I guess, but I'm not even sure that I will play Factory, so, and I will certainly not play both. And as a side note, I'm not sure what Mentor is doing there. It's a very powerful white card. Winnie White Token is probably not the best archetype, but Mentor is amazing. Probe is nice. It's a cantrip. It also helps me. I mean, the ability to see the opponent end before Swan Telling is is fairly important, and it can also let me know if I can, you know, cast one of these two without getting blown back by a counterspell or something. So, perfect card for me. And I really do appreciate the fact that I have all those cantrip, because this could seem like a minor addition to the deck, but in my opinion, these 4 cards will make the deck much more consistent and way more stronger. Here I'm gonna take Chandra Nalaar. Not my favorite Planeswalker, but it is decent. I will definitely play Chandra over Siege Gang. Here there is not much for me. Gargadon is not my favorite thing to sneak attack or through the breach or whatever. So I guess I'm just gonna take Wall of Root. And actually, as you might have noticed, my deck looks a bit more like a control deck with, I guess, cheating effect than a regular sneak attack deck. It is mostly because I'm lacking a few big creatures, you know. Griselbrand and Yulamog is almost not enough. And actually, what do I like more? I think Grim is actually a good sideboard option in my deck, especially since I have all those cantrips. It makes the card fairly good. I think I don't want my X spells actually. I don't think Stroke. I mean, Stroke is strong in some deck, but I don't think this is a deck in which Stroke is gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna cut that. And I'm really glad that I took the Griselbrand, because you know I'm lacking. I think I'm really lacking one or two giant monster. But the cards that are really good with Sneak Attack and Through the Breach are really Eldrazi. And yeah, that's kind of unfortunate that I didn't get any other. I guess Woodfall is actually good with Through the Breach and Sneak Attack, because you get it back. So you attack for 6 and then you get your 5/5 back, and you destroy 2 non-land permanent in the process. And since I mean, this is the goal of my deck. This is putting things into the battlefield. So I think I might actually add that, even though it's not the greatest thing to use cheat. I mean, Through the Breach and Sneak Attack. Still think I like him a fair amount. Grim is nice, but it's gonna be a sideboard option for me. And here we have 25 cards. I mean 25 spells. So I need to cut 2 things at least. No, 2 things, not at least. I need to just cut 2 things. Alright, I don't want to cut any of my 1-drops. I guess I could cut Spellskite, but I don't want my curve to be too high. I think that this Chandra is not good in my deck, because the +1 does not really interest me a lot, and 0 could be very annoying if I remove one of my win conditions. I think I'm gonna avoid that. The other Chandra is fine though, and there's nothing else I wanna cut. The thing is, with all those cantrips and my curve that actually stops at 5, I guess, since I'm supposed to put those on the battlefield with other effect. I guess Frost Titan is a bit different, but my point is that the curve is fairly low, so I think I can afford to and I don't want that. I don't think I need that, and I'd rather make sure I cast my spell than having a random 2/2 at some point. And I think I can afford to play 16 land. And I have virtually 3 dual land, which also makes it less problematic. I'm gonna add the land and just check if there's nothing I can cut. Okay. No, that's not gonna be my mana base, that's for sure. This is 27. So I guess this means 10 blue, which is more than enough, and 9 red, which is almost too much. 9 red. I guess I could do 11/8 seems perfect for my deck. Yup. Now, is there a card that I think I'd rather have a land? I need those because it's my combo. I like Chandra and Keranos as alternative win condition. I like my Jaces to draw cards. I like the Metamorph. I need Sneak Attack, Show and Tell. Seagate is nice. There's nothing I wanna cut. So this is gonna be the main deck, and I see you guys for round 1.